Did you know that even 5 minutes of advertising or marketing of highly processed foods or junk foods can lead to at least 130 extra calorie consumption a day? That is the power of advertising. Hello, I am Dr. Limpundi. I'm a pediatrician and founder of Generational Wellbeing. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Every day in clinic, I talk to parents who are frustrated because all their kids want to eat is snacks. I've met parents who say they'll eat snacks all day, every day, and refuse to eat the foods that are on their plate. And that can be frustrating. So today we're going to talk about the power of advertising and how it's influencing your kids' choices when it comes to eating and what you can do about it as a parent. As a parent myself, a few years ago, my daughter told me she wanted to eat this particular food that I've never really taken her to that particular place. And it left me wondering where she got that information or why she thought that was a great idea or a great place to eat at. It wasn't until a few days later while we were watching a program and then I saw it. It was this beautiful picture, brightly colored. We had the advertising wrapped up very nicely, beautifully presented, with someone eating fries and nuggets and smiling with that nod of approval. Of course, they see that as something nice and beautiful and that warmth, and they want it. So advertising then is not only controlling what our kids believe about food, but what it should feel like, what it should look like. So no doubt we see those we think harmless 5-second, 10-second exposures of something beautifully wrapped with someone approving and feeling good about it. And then they come home, what they see on their plates is green, it's colors and stuff, and it's not as salty, it's not full of sugars like they see in the adverts. Of course, they look at it, it's like what I see here that has been in my head almost every bombarded with it, and what I see on my plate is different. No doubt they look at it, I'm like, yuck. I look at it, I don't even want to try it because that picture and that belief of what food should look like based on that digital exposure is different from what is presented to them. So that can be frustrating because day after day then you have a kid who says, no, yucky, I don't want to try it. And then they come back 5 minutes later, I'm hungry, I just want to have a snack. And they can snack all day because they are going with that picture in their mind of what food should look like based on that bombarded imagery every single day. So then if you are in this place as a parent, then what can you do? So one is understanding that landscape, understanding where we are right now, where it comes to the atmosphere of raising kids in this digital age, right? Knowing that yes, advertising is here and it's everywhere. And what they advertise, it looks good, it tastes great, and it works. But now knowing that we're in this digital frame, how can we then change or modify the digital environment to kind of work for us instead of working against us? So that means that not restricting entirely your kids from social media, because that's difficult, right? But limiting or either doing ad restrictions or making it where it's like a kid-friendly view, or limiting or removing the ad versions on your kids' devices. Or another thing you can do is then going into the devices and subscribing to those contents that you want your kids to actually engage with, whether it's healthy food channels where you have kids or families cooking food together, where we have healthy recipes together and healthy food challenges together. That way, once you're engaging with those videos of what you would want your kids to see every day, then the algorithm now works in your favor, where now they're pushing adverts in line with what you're engaging with, because we know now that advertising is highly personalized based on what videos you engage with, based on what your likes are and stuff. So they're pushing that stuff that is uniquely targeting you. So you want them now to reframe it where we're engaging with the videos that we want our kids to watch, engaging with those videos. And now once you start engaging with them, that changes that social or digital environment to promote the stuff we want them to see. And We can even take it a step further where once we start looking at recipes, it could be an open door to now engaging them with you in the kitchen, where you can start having a healthy snack challenge or prepping a new recipe together. It could be an inroad where it's not only we're taking it from digital now and now making it to be in line with that food environment you want in your life. And that can be an opening for connection. That could be an opening for creativity and stuff that your kids like. So we connect together, we build a new healthy food culture together. The second thing you can do, now we talked about the digital, the online environment. One other thing we have to do then is to control the physical environment. What do I mean by that? Then we have to control what we bring into the home. Even though we have the adverts online everywhere, bombarded with it, we have to control what we bring inside, because if you have that constant urge on the adverts and then it's there, easily accessible. You have a kid who's just jumping up to go for a snack because they see it. It's there in the environment, both in the digital and physical environment. So then limiting what we're bringing into the household, or then curtailing the environment, the physical environment, just like we talked about curtailing the digital environment. What do I mean by that? Making sure the fruits are easily accessible. So we're putting the environment now what we want them to see, that's easily accessible, available, where if they come back from school, after school, we know sometimes that's a time when they come back, they're tired, they're hungry, they want something. So we want that once they come back from school, we either have nuts and seeds on the table, we have fruit sitting out there where it's easily accessible, they pick on what is accessible and eat. And then we are removing or limiting the availability of all the other processed snacks. If you want chips and stuff, where we are not restricting entirely but limiting that exposure, we have it locked up somewhere where it's not there's no easy access to that stuff, where they're coming in and then they have easy access. Even limiting how much you bring at home, because I know with most homes, as I talk to parents too, most kids, once they see that the snack is there, they don't stop until the snack is finished. So maybe having it where you have now planned snacks or just limited snacks, but easy access to other things that you want them to eat. And then finally, the other thing you can do too is having scheduled meal and snack times. And that helps to reduce that impulse. So imagine a teenager, especially, I see this more so with them, and any kid really, where if they're online, you're scrolling, or anybody, when you're online and you're scrolling and you suddenly see a snack, you may not be hungry, but just because you see that, then it gets you that impulse. I'm like, I want something salty, I want something. That craving then is there. And once you have the craving, guess what? You're going to jump into that kitchen and then eat something. Am I hungry? No. Did I really need it at that time? No. It was just a suggestion from an ad that leads to me just wanting to eat at all times, anytime, without listening to my hunger and full cues. Then the scheduled meal times then comes into a place where then we can limit the impulsive behavior that we see as a result of the suggestions from the advertisements and stuff, so that we're eating when we're hungry, we're stopping when we're full, we're kind of listening to our body's cues, not restricting, but then responding to our bodies and eating when hungry. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, or if this message did resonate with you, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and share it with a friend who is trying to fight the noise and create that healthy food culture within the home and create the connections with the kids, because ultimately we want our kids to grow and thrive. Again, thank you for listening, and until next time, I'm Dr. Loom.